I had no idea she's a woo girl.
When Andrea reached the shelter's door, her hands were shaking. She couldn't bring herself to go inside. 6 months earlier, she had lost the dog who had been the center of her life. First her father, then her mother. Each loss had worn her down a little more. Maybe I'm not ready to make a new friend, she thought to herself. But a voice stopped her. A shelter volunteer ran over to her. "Are you here for Maisie? You're too late. Tomorrow morning." Her voice trailed off. She had seen the expression on Andrea's face. Inside, as Andrea walked between the cages, her heart raced. Finally, she saw her. Maisie was curled up in a corner, as if disconnected from the world. There was no hope or fear in her eyes, only emptiness. Andrea approached Maisie and said, "Hello, beautiful girl." Maisie didn't turn her head. Andrea opened the cage and slowly stepped inside. She sat down on the floor and waited. Minutes passed. Finally, Maisie curiously lifted her head. Their eyes met. At that moment, Andrea knew she had made the right decision. Maisie was supposed to be euthanized, but then she met Andrea. Andrea's hand was still shaking as she signed the papers. The vet said, "Maisie's last appointment is tomorrow at 8 a.m. Maisie was motionless in the car. Andrea checked on her in the mirror as she drove. She quietly said, "Everything will be different from now on." When they arrived home, Maisie didn't want to get out of the car. Andrea waited patiently. Finally, Maisie slowly put her paws on the ground. The grass was soft and strange. She didn't know what to do. Andrea took a small ball out of her pocket. She rolled it in front of Maisie. Maisie froze. What was the ball? How did you use it? Andrea took another ball and played with it himself. Maisie watched. She was curious. Finally, she touched the ball with her nose. The first night was difficult. Maisie waited in the corner and didn't sleep. Andrea couldn't sleep either. They were both trying to get to know each other. The second morning was different. Maisie started following Andrea. To the kitchen, to the garden, everywhere. It was as if she was afraid of getting lost. At the end of the week, the miracle began. Maisie made her first sound. She wasn't barking, she was talking. Little grunts and soft sounds. She was trying to tell Andrea something. Andrea asked, "What are you saying?" Maisie talked more. A communication between the two had begun. Days passed. Maisie discovered the cat in the house. At first, she was shy, then curious. The cat surprisingly accepted her. They slept together. The horses in the barn were even more fascinating. When Maisie first saw them, she froze. What were these huge creatures? But the horses were calm. Maisie grew accustomed to them and went to say hello every morning. The toys were a whole new discovery. Maisie wasn't interested in the hard balls, but she loved the soft, plush toys. She carried them around, protected them, and treated them like her babies. The biggest change was in Andrea. She had been smiling ever since Maisie arrived. Waking up in the morning had become easier. She had found a reason to keep going. Maisie had also changed. Her fears had diminished, and her confidence had grown. Every day she was learning to be a dog a little more. She had rediscovered how to wag her tail. One evening, as Andrea stroked Maisie's head, she thought to herself, this dog had been saved from death just hours earlier, but in reality, she had saved both of them. Now they were both living happily. They were healing together. Every day they were happier. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe. Do you have any experiences with animals saved at the last moment? Share them in the comments. Because sometimes life saves its most beautiful surprises for us in the very last moment.